Ladies and gentlemen, our following contest is the Ultimate Legends main event of the evening. And this one's brought to you by KG Auto Sales and the Phenom Group. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, the challenger, Steffi Lee Carter.
The challenger, here she comes, the crowd favourite. You've seen her many times before on Ultimate Legends. The female fighting phenom, the slick, sensational Steffi Lee Curtis steps in the ring for her chance to add another title to her growing collection. The current WBF lightweight title and the WIBA super featherweight title already in her grasp. And tonight, she wants the Australian MBF title. Steffi Lee Curtis here in our main event, now in centre ring, awaiting the champion to make the entrance. Curtis here to upset the party.
And ladies and gentlemen, her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Jaala, Tomat.
From the Beast Gym in Victoria, she's here to defend what's hers. Jaala Tomat, the current Australian featherweight champion, has put her strap on the line here tonight. Former Australian Victorian featherweight champion, and the Australian strap is firmly in her grasp, but she's not planning on giving it up anytime soon. But tonight she'll have to take care of business against the charging Steffi Lee Curtis. A main event, a mouth-watering main event here on Ultimate Legends.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's fight is sanctioned by the ANBF under the watchful eye of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria. Your judges at ringside are Mr. Matty Tyne, Scotty Maitland, and Nadal Taleb. Your doctor is Dr. William Wong. Your timekeeper, Mr. Damien Membry. When that bell tolls, your man in charge in the centre of the ring, the one and only Mr. Jeff Chadwick. Tonight's fights are brought to you by KG Auto Sales and the Phenom Group. Ladies and gentlemen, both warriors have now entered the ring, and this is the main event of the evening. West End Market Hotel from the front to the back and from side to side. Let me hear you make some noise. This fight, 8 by 2-minute rounds, boxing rules in the featherweight division. They will be fighting for the ANBF Australian Featherweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, trained by Luke Bones out of AET with Brizzy in her corner, with an official weight of 57.10 kilograms, wearing the pink trunks with white. She is undefeated, 6 fights, 6 wins, 4 coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Melbourne, she is the WBF lightweight champion and the WIBA super featherweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Steffi Lee Carter. And across the ring is her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Andre Carlos and the team out of the Beach Gym, with an official weight of 56.70 kilograms, wearing the cream trunks with gold, with a professional boxing record, 8 fights, 4 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. Fighting out of Carrum, she is the former Victorian champion and the current reigning and defending ANBF Australian champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaala Tomat. Both fighters to centre ring for referee's instructions.
Fight hard, fight fair, keep me out of it, back to the corners.
Mark the Hammer Castellini in commentary with Scotty Brower for our main event of the evening. Steffi Lee Cutting, the challenger here tonight, looking to take the ANBF title from Jaala Tomat. Tomat has had 8 fights and tonight potentially faces one of her biggest challenges, Scotty.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good test, this one. It's a good test for both ladies. Tomat has a significant height and reach advantage over Steffi Lee Cutting. Steffi coming down in weight for this one tonight too. She normally fights at light. She's come from lightweight down to super feather and now feather.
Well, the height or the reach advantage is evident with Tomat. They're going to have to set that front foot positioning and work the strategy as an orthodox versus southpaw competition. Cutting orthodox, Tomat the champ, the left-handed southpaw fighter. She's dominating that lead foot position thus far and getting that rear hand to target. Cutting looking to break range and get on the inside to try and negate that range, Scotty.
Yeah, she has to get inside, but she's also got to do it without walking into the lead left hand. So the big, well, not lead left hand, the big left hand of Tomat.
Yeah, she's probing with that lead right hand of Tomat. Steffi needs to just move her head a little. Her head's a little bit in the pocket there, isn't it? So she needs to sit to the outside of that jab rather than sit to her right. Cutting. She needs to transfer the weight over onto her left leg a bit and have the head just on the outside and away from that right, from that straight left rather.
Yeah, so she needs to put her lead foot outside. There it is there, that lead foot outside, which Tomat's, she's used to it. She's the southpaw. She's used to fighting against orthodox fighters.
She's used to being faced with orthodox fighters that try and impose the will with the right hand. Cutting goes in. Already they've come close to clashing heads. That's a bit of a worry for me as well. When they get in, the head clashes can happen. And I think there's a bit of blood
on Tomat
already, is it?
Yeah, that left eye of Tomat is swollen already.
Yeah, potentially from a head clash going forward. I've noticed that early in the first round. And she's trying to break range, trying to push the pressure towards the end of the first round. And an interesting first round. How did you score that one?
Tough round to score. I think maybe Tomat landed the better punches, certainly better punches early. Steffi Lee Cutting carried a couple of big shots at the end, but for mine, I think that Tomat probably just controlled that one a little better. But Cutting I think easily swayed the other way on that one.
Yeah, Cutting was more aggressive, I feel, but Tomat landed some good, scoring shots. So it's going to be what the judges score and what they prefer after the first round.
And sometimes people don't realise that judges are sitting in different positions around the ring, and they can only score what they see. So if they don't actually see it, they can't score it.
Absolutely, and often even in commentary, you can be offsided and you can miss something. So if they're on the wrong side of the ring, they may miss, a flurry exchange and potentially some good scoring shots as we get into round 2 of 8 for this Australian ANBF title. Down to the body, up to the head. That's what Cutting needs to do. She needs to step her left leg out, throw that right hand down the middle, and then try and move on angles from it.
Yeah, she needs to move away from Tomat's power left.
A rally on the inside there.
Nothing effective, though. It was kind of scrappy work.
Centre referee, Jeff Chadwick. There is a cut over the left eye of Tomat.
I think you're right. I think it was a head clash that caused that.
It was a head clash going in. They throw their head around a little bit when they go forward. So Steffi needs to feint a little bit, jostling for that lead hand position in order to let that rear hand fire through.
Tomat's looking. She's just pouring with that her lead right and looking for that big left. Landing with the jab.
That right jab of Tomat really is rangy, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah, and she uses that to set up. She set up that punch there.
Oh, big right hand. They tangle up.
That's where I think Tomat does very well in mid-round. So they sort of pretty even at the start. Tomat does well in the middle of the round. Last round we saw Cutting come home strong, so she'll be looking to come home strong in this round also.
Tomat very understated as a champion, I feel, as well. She's a little unorthodox, but effective in what she does.
Yeah,
she fights her own fight style, and it's obviously brought her good results.
Yeah, it's effective, and I think she won that round. And you really notice with the 2-minute rounds how quickly those rounds go by. There's not a lot of time to get set and work your way into the round. It's, bang, bing, ding, the bell goes. 2 minutes goes real quick.
Absolutely. 2 of 8. And an interesting battle here. Ultimate Legends main event, and don't forget, folks, December 14th is the big end of year gala show. That may be at back to the Melbourne Pavilion, the big venue. The big venue, the big show, the big lineup, and all those matchups will be announced. So stay in touch with the socials, Ultimate Legends. Also on my socials, Mark the Hammer Castanini. Any announcements, I'll pass on.
Seconds out.
Be a great way for a Christmas celebration for a work crew, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Come to the fights. Come to Ultimate Promotions.
Round 3.
Pouring away with the lead hand, looking to establish range. Cutting, sets her foot, but it's on the inside. They rally, big shots.
Nice punches from Cutting on the inside there.
One of the best flurries of the fight thus far.
Hands held very high from Tomat.
Tomat is a handful, absolutely. Goes down to the body. Cutting, letting that right hand go. Sits down, level changes a little, tries to feint. She'll need to do a lot of that.
Yeah, and she needs to try and find a way to get inside, to get Tomat's arms to be a problem, not a benefit for Tomat.
Yeah, so try and draw fire, perhaps, maybe counterfight, go into the more of a counterfighting mode, and then blast forward, break range and blast forward.
And
Cracks
close
away.
the distance.
Yeah,
Yep.
feint, draw fire, and then sort of shoot straight in off that. Also needs to be aware of that front foot positioning. Tomat has had her lead foot on the outside for the majority of the fight. So she's well aware of that control with that lead foot. And you see her step through beautifully there.
And that gives her that ability to throw that her left straight down the pipe.
Yeah, and as you said, rightfully so, Scotty, she's used to sparring orthodox fighters. So she's been honing that skill probably from the first training session.
Yeah, correct. And so that's why I reckon they should ban southpaws, really. But
Southpaws can only fight southpaws. Nice straight left, catches Cutting on the way in. But she's resilient and fires back.
Pretty even round, this one.
Nice right hand from Cutting, but Tomat
finishes in her own corner.
She's breathing pretty heavy for the end of the third round. So I think a lot of nerves and adrenaline from Tomat. But I've seen this from her before. She looks fatigued and then she gets her second wind and she really fires up towards the later rounds.
It's amazing how some fighters can do that. You can look at it like they're out on their feet and you think, what are they going to do? And then they find that second wind and it kicks in.
I think, she probably, a lot of nerves, a lot of adrenaline. I think it's her first title defence as well.
Yep.
So that all adds up where Steffi's got everything to gain and not a lot to lose. Tomat's got everything to lose. That's an Aussie title.
Yeah, the pressure's on her.
Absolutely.
She's fought well, but you're right. She's breathing heavily in the corner. She's got the cut eye, which is probably affecting her a little bit.
I've seen her look exactly like this before. And I thought, oh, geez, that's not good. And then she just fired right up and finished so strong. So we'll see if that's going to be another repeat performance from her. Cutting in turn, trying to measure, finding it increasingly difficult to break range, but that front foot positioning again, she's stepping to the inside with that lead. Now she's got the outside foot position and trying to get that uppercut. She needs to get in, close range, lead foot to the outside, bring the right through. Easy for me to say, obviously harder to do.
especially against someone who is that much taller, so she can get that leg outside quite easily with one step, Tomat.
Yeah. Finding her range now with the right hand a little better, cutting. But Tomat down to the body, up to the head. And you've got to realise Cutting has not tasted defeat. 6 fights, 6 wins with 4 KOs. Brings her into this fight.
And if her power, she's been fighting at a heavier weight too, so she would carry pretty heavy hands at this weight.
Yep. Brings that uppercut through. They tangle though. It's a bit untidy in the clinching there. The hands get tangled up.
It's often the way with southpaws against orthodox. Nice right hand from Cutting lands on Tomat.
Needs to get a little bit more footwork, perhaps bounce around on the feet, establishing that depth perception and changing angle a bit.
Yeah, and try and maintain the balance. So you want to be very balanced on the way in, on the way out.
Cutting again, trying to find a way in to the taller ranger, Jaala Tomat. Tomat lead hook. Now bouncing it up, trying to be evasive. Will probe forward with that lead hand.
Slightly
and then look
slower,
to land the rear.
Slightly slower around this one. They're not, I think Tomat's trying to control it and bring the pace down a little bit.
Yeah, as I said, Tomat looked a little fatigued at the end of that round as Cutting finishes strongly. We're 50% down on this fight, 50% to go. How are you scoring it at home? Tomat, Cutting for the Australian title.
For me, that was a Cutting round. I think she did enough in that round to get the points.
Of course, when the fight is close, aggression is then looked at or looked upon to see who is pushing the pace and initiating more. So that's going to come into it as well when the judges put pen to paper.
Yeah, and I think that round was where Cutting made the fight that round. Tomat was trying to slow the pace down a little bit, keep it on the outside consistently, but she wasn't landing a lot, where earlier she was landing on the outside. She was throwing her jab and landing those shots. That round she kind of just hesitated a little bit. Might have been a rest round. Let's see what she pulls out this round.
Let's get back to business. As we head to the back end of this fight, Cutting from Australian Elite Team, Tomat from Beast Gym. 2 very well established gyms. Well, Beast Gym's been around a while. AET certainly making some noise, bringing through some great fighters in all competitive areas. Stepping the right way and rallying on the inside now. Chadwick breaks it and keeps it clean. Good reffing from him as Cutting goes forward and applies the pressure now.
Cutting working hard this round. Big punches.
They tangle a little, but the pressure's all coming now forward. Tomat tries to reply with that big rear hand of her own. Cutting sits down, trying to level change, look for something.
I think Tomat just wants to slow Cutting down. Maybe she's found that second wind, a bit more work this round than what we saw in the last.
A tangle up. Chadwick will break him and keep it clean.
Cutting telegraphed that one a little bit. The idea was right.
That's that straight left go. Tomat, Cutting probes with the lead, measures distance, trying to find something with the power shot, will step out.
When the hand broke, it was Tomat who came in with her hard left hand.
Throwing that big rear first, steps through, gets good range and good reach, puts the lead foot in the right position as well, Tomat.
There's that jab.
Cutting,
big
nice.
right hand from Cutting.
Cutting went down to the body and then up to the head, keeps working away on the inside. They rally at the end of this round. There it is.
We are at the end of round number 5.
Good sportsmanship from the ladies, touching gloves at the end of that round, as if to say, good work.
This is Ultimate Legend.
I think they've got respect for each other.
It really is hard, as I reflect back on what happened in that round, Scotty, it's really hard to find a defining moment where you go, no, that got the blue or the red that round. It's really an arm wrestle and only slight variance backward and forward. Although it is Cutting probably being more aggressive.
Yeah, I think you'd maybe edge that one to Cutting. She was more aggressive from start to finish in the round. Tomat certainly had her moments in that round. As I said, it was a seesawing affair throughout the whole round. And that's the thing with 2 minutes. Like, it's 120 seconds of activity.
And you want to work the whole way through. Who wants it more? Who's prepared to put the extra in?
Round 6.
And it's going to come down to who puts more work rate out there. Of course, Cutting the challenger, Tomat the champion. Many say the challenger has to take the title in dominant fashion as they trade. That's the other side of it as well, Scotty, isn't it? That they say the challenger has to take the title. If it's close, it usually goes to the title holder.
To the champion.
Yeah. Tomat trying to find a home for that big left hand. They trade above our commentary position. Tangle, break, and fire. Back to it they go.
You would imagine that inside there it's where Cutting should be a lot better than Tomat, just because her arms are smaller. She can use her the lower stature to get the shots off. But Tomat's actually quite effective inside. Good punching from Cutting as she steps through with those punches as she walks in.
Marches forward with hands getting busy upstairs. Cutting. Tomat trying to find something. They're both upping the ante and pushing the pace a little bit more now.
Cutting a bit more effective with her aggression at the moment. She's landing the better punches this round.
Popping the jab.
Looking to go downstairs, Cutting with the jab and then probably come over the top with the right. It missed, but she did put it there.
Down to the body, up to the head. She level changes the attacks nicely, Cutting, but Tomat just consolidates range well. They tangle, tap as they work in close.
Good work from both ladies in this round, but I think it's Cutting who's done the more effective work.
Cutting's corner calling for her to pop in and pop out rather than stay in there and tangle. She lets the big right hand go to end the round.
Round at number 6, 2 rounds remain. We'll find who'll be our ANBF Australian champion. Will it go to the way of the challenger or the champion take the
Just seemed that Cutting maybe is that little bit fitter, just finishing a little bit stronger at the moment, a little bit more effective in her aggression with 2 rounds to go.
I'll tell you what, it's a hard one to score, and we said it moments ago. It's going to depend on what the judges are seeing from their actual seated position. This is going to be a hard one. It could be controversial either way.
It could go either way, yeah.
It could go either way, and someone's going to be upset about the decision for sure. When these close fights happen, you know, it's hard, they're so hard to read.
With 2 rounds to go, they've both got an opportunity to try and stamp their authority on it.
I think whoever imposes their will in these last 2 rounds will be the one that probably gets the nod. It's been close. Then we go. 2 more rounds to go.
Round 7.
Cutting. Tomat trying to break range again. She'll need to get inside and do something substantial. Cutting. Tomat has just got good defensive movement.
Good punching from Tomat there. It's almost like a fencing style, isn't it?
Yeah, very wide stance as well. Tries to rally forward. Cutting. Trying to find a home for that right hand. Maybe go to the body. Tomat's head does move quite well. She's got good head movement.
Yeah,
there's that right hand again.
Yeah,
Cutting.
the body's a much bigger target, isn't it?
It is,
So
yeah. You can't hit the head.
moving.
You can't get the head, touch the body, and then level up from there. And she goes swimming forward again. Cutting. Eager to mix it up on the inside and let those leather fly. It's a tangle.
Yeah, it's a credit to both ladies, their conditioning and their skills that they're showing to all of us tonight.
As I said with Tomat, she looked fatigued after round 2 or 2-3. Now she's sort of got her second wind, and she's renowned for doing that. She's got that never say quit attitude, Tomat. Cutting, really not breathing hard, and I think, more confounded by the reach and the awkward style of Tomat cutting. Straight punches from Tomat, range control from her side. Nice right hand, and again, cutting now, starting to put some solid shots from the outside, which are going to be evident to all the judges watching. The big shots on the outside can't be denied. And cutting, works the body, goes up to the head. Tomat, solid left hand, found the home.
It's one of those rounds again where it's seesawing, both of them having good moments.
Looking for something, ends the round, nothing comes.
Round number 7, one more round remains.
One to go, and nobody stamped their authority on this fight. Like, it's still a very open fight. I think, for me, I think Cutting's doing just enough, but you could easily argue the other way and say that, you know, the range and those long punches.
I feel if the judges are in their mind going, the challenger has to take the title and dominate, it'll go the way of Tomat. If they're going to look at aggression and go, okay, what fighter's pushing the pace and engaging more, it's going to be Cutting. So, you know, both, there's arguments for both to be had.
In what is going to be a sellout show.
That makes this last round so interesting, because if somebody can really stamp their authority on it, it's going to sway. Well, the scores are in for 7 rounds, but I reckon there's potential for this to be the deciding round.
Final round, Ultimate Legends. Who will take the coveted ANBF title home? Will it be Tomat taking it back and putting it on the shelf in her home where it's sat for the last few months, or will Cutting find a home for it?
Of course, if it's a draw, because it could easily be 4 rounds each, then Tomat gets to keep the title.
She'll keep the title. It's been an absolute arm wrestle, this one, backward and forward ever so slightly. Both fighters have certainly had their moments. Cutting potentially a little more aggressive. Tomat has had the range control and had the awkwardness enough to stifle the game plan, I feel, of Cutting. Straight 1, 2, 3 punch from Cutting. That's going to be healthy on the scorecards for her in this last round.
And another big right hand from Cutting.
As they rally, as they trade in the last round. Cutting and Tomat for the Aussie title. She goes forward again. Tomat trying to range control and keep it where she wants it. Cutting on the inside, needs to get busy. Just around 40 seconds to go. Cutting trying to find something, trying to consolidate something. Gets a little wide on her guard, the 1, 2. Off range. Tomat fires that rear hand of her own. Cutting rallies, they clinch up. They look for something on the inside, but clamp down on each other. Nothing coming. Chadwick breaks them, keeps them busy. Final moments of this title fight. They rally, they race to the finish line. Cutting, big shot from her side. Tomat not going to let the title slip.
They've both dug deep.
They go forward again. There it is.
That is the end of the bout, ladies and gentlemen. Stephanie Lee Cutting, Jaala Tomat. Can I please have representatives from KG Auto Sales?
Well, Scotty,
it
was
that was
harder to pick than a broken nose, as they say.
That was a great main event. It's either of these ladies deserves to win it.
Well, worthy. You know what? A title on the line, Australian title on the line, and it's not one-sided. It's been so evenly contested that you know, you'd almost want to run it back, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
either way.
I reckon that whoever loses is going to want a rematch with the other one, and I think everyone who's here tonight, everyone who's watched it online, will be really keen to see that again.
Absolutely. I hope you enjoyed the action from the main event, and indeed all the card from this Ultimate Legends promotion. So, will Steffi Lee Cutting, the female phenom, the slick one, 6 fights, 6 wins, undefeated as a professional, will that change in a few moments? Or will Jaala Tomat maintain her championship status as the #1 female in the country in this weight division? We'll find out in a few short moments. Will it be Tomat? Will it be Cutting?
just try to look at the body language of both ladies. It's really hard to tell. I don't think they know either.
That's a position you've been in before as a board member. We look over to the board, calculating the scores. No one wants to screw up that job.
No, you want to get this one right.
Chris Shen there overseeing it, a newest board member, the Combat Sports Board here in Victoria, overseeing all the proceedings and making sure that it's all fair and above board. The belt's in the ring. The scorecards are being looked at one final time, and they will be handed to John De McCauley to make it all official. Who will it be? Who have you got? Ultimate Legends main event. We'll be taken out of our suspense in just a moment by John De McCauley.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give both of these ladies a massive round of applause. 8 rounds of championship boxing. What a great spectacle it was in Centre Ring. After 8 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards for our decision. Your first judge scored the contest 77-75, cutting. Your second judge scored the contest 76-76. Your third and deciding judge scored the contest 77-75. To your winner and new ANBF Australian Featherweight Champion, Steffi Lee.
Well, how did you see that decision, Scotty?
Look, I think that was probably right. It was a wafer thin. It was one round. It was a draw on one card, a couple of rounds on one card, one round on the other. So, I think that
slimmest of margins, but slimmest of margins and a great win.
I'd love to see it run. I'd love to see him do it again.
That gold gets wrapped around your waist. We'll just move over here, getting a bit of the camera shot because there's a few people here. Steffi, your life has been nothing but battles. You've found boxing, and what an amazing ride it's been. I know this means a hell of a lot to you today. The Australian title is now yours. First of all, how are you feeling?
I put everything into this sport, and this sport has saved me in many ways. I said to my family today, win or lose, this camp, I become not just a better boxer, but a better person. And I learned so much in the last couple of months that this makes me a champion, but I learned a lot outside of the ring. So tonight was the easy work. It was the stuff on the outside that's harder than what we're doing here.
Now onto the fight itself. Jaala's a tough opponent. A southpaw also. It took a couple of rounds to work out that right jab, but when you actually got inside her right jab, you were throwing those lefts and rights and landing some pretty devastating punches. We knew that Jaala wasn't going to go anywhere, but you just landed those more precise punches, the more power punches, and well trained in the corner there.
Yeah, I had a new camp with Luke Bones and the girls at Bones Boxing, and we did the rounds. We put in the work, and I couldn't have done this without Bones. He has taught me that much education in this camp that I have in my whole boxing career. The penny dropped, and I'm excited for what's next.
Now the future. You're now the Australian champion, the ANBF Australian champion. You are now going to be the hunted one in the Australian ranks. Any future fights that you're eyeing out, and who is next for Steffi Lee Cutting?
They can all have it. I'm getting better and better, and the team I've got in my corner over there, I could not ask for any better support. And with the team I've got standing next to me, bring it all on, because I'm going to be ready for each and every one of you.
Now, today, the betting was on Palmerbet. I'm hoping your friends got on top of you here today. Your odds at the start of the day were $2.70 and your opponent was $1.30. So you were the raging underdog and you came through. And it's a big win.
Do you know what? I was so just focused today that I forgot to even get on and put a bet on myself.
You actually can't.
I actually blamed my partner. I told you to remind me, babe.
No fighter can bet on themselves, and Palmerbet, none of our fighters do. But I'm hoping your friends got on you. The underdog won, Steffi. We couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations.
Also, guys, So many people are here supporting me tonight. I could not do it without all of you. I am overwhelmed and I can't thank each and every one of you. I've got no words, honestly. And thank you to Joe for putting on a great show and putting me main event. I think now you're going to have to start doing a little bit more. But, there you are. Come, cuddle. Thank you to Edith for all your behind-the-scenes work. And give it coming up. Thank you for... I couldn't have done it without you, making sure everything was running smoothly so I could focus just purely on my boxing. And thank you to my best friend for making her way down from Queensland to make sure you were in my corner. And thank you to Sam Brizzy for jumping in tonight and being in my corner. You're the best. And to my family, thank you to Mum for making sure that I could focus on my boxing too. Thank you for all the behind the scenes during my washing.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new ANBF Australian Women's Champion, Steffi Lee Cutting.
Well, Steffi Lee Curtis stays undefeated and is crowned the new Australian ANBF champ. What a great way to round out tonight's card, tonight's show from Ultimate Legends.
And to all of my beautiful family, Fanning Group, all of my sponsors that back me. I could not do it without you guys. Josh, Jamie, I love you. All my sponsors, Dave, Cure Recovery.
And a great show, Ultimate Legends. Until we see you next time, December 14th at the Melbourne Pavilion. We say congratulations to all our winners and well done to everyone that took part on tonight's card. For myself, Mark the Hammer Castellini, and all my co-commentators, we say good night.
Drive home safely, and we'll see you back on December 14th for the end of year, the Christmas special. It's Ultimate Legends at the Melbourne Pavilion. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
And spring became the summer. Who believed you'd come?